When you've experienced a year of not having basketball, I've never had a break from basketball this long since maybe elementary school. So it kind of brings everything in perspective, honestly, it showed me how much I really love basketball and how much every day you can't really take for granted. Honestly, it was a surprise. I never had suffered a major injury like that before. So when I found out the news, it kind of took me out of the blue, out of nowhere. This was a whole new thing, being away from the game longer than I'd ever had before, and it kind of made me miss basketball even more, because it showed me how much basketball means to me and how much I love it, and just all the things that I love about the sport. Throughout the process, kind of just taught me how important patience is, and just really trusting the process and appreciating every day, because not every day is the same. There's ups and downs, and again, there's little wins that I had to really take into account and really appreciate those, and not really overthink about, oh, where am I today, and thinking about too much into the future. One thing that I did learn is sometimes I take things for granted. I remember in the beginning of my recovery, I couldn't even go up the stairs in my own apartment building just without any help. So for me, it kind of made me realize all little things in our life that we sometimes overlook and just forget about, be able to walk every day, or just be able to run, to do the little things. And for me, it kind of made me take a step back and appreciate those things that I have in my life and all the people I do have in my life. I said we call my leg a chicken leg, but I'm trying to get a turkey leg. So we're working on it. It's halfway cooked.
My role in V's recovery process was one of, obviously, I'm her position coach, and I was able to walk side by side with V from the start to the finish of it. And one of the things that we focused on was just, one, us having great communication with each other, and also being able to just, be consistent with our work.
He was there with me most of the days, just, again, as someone as a support system and kind of just helping me out. But I remember one day we had rehab, and it was kind of a tough day for me, but then I had to go to class, which was like a 15-minute walk, and during that time I was still on crutches, I couldn't move. So I was stressing out about going to classes, but Coach Pierre, he gave me a ride there, and also he waited until my class was over, about an hour or so, and came back and picked me up and took me back home, which is 10-15 minutes away. So I was just really appreciative of him just being as someone that was always supporting me throughout, whether that was I needed a ride or just someone to talk to, or again, just being a really good coach and a person for me.
Every day we just try to build off of what we did the day prior. And so it started as just doing simple things, ball handling, shooting.
Coach Care, throughout the whole journey, she would always check in, still ask me my advice, even though I wasn't playing on the sideline, having my input of what I see, or, continuing to talk to my teammates. And even now, when I'm back on the court, she's still here trying to help me become a better point guard, a better person, and, really diving into those connections to my teammates. So both of them are both a big part of helping me become ready for the time now. Support system is everything, and I think my teammates, my coaches, and my family were people who I always knew I could count on just to lift me up on days that I felt down. And a lot of the days in the beginning were very tough, and it can be lonely when you kind of try to go through the recovery process by yourself, which a lot of people do. I think for myself, being also an older sibling, I kind of try to take the load and try not to show anybody, the emotions I may be feeling at the time. So this allowed me to really, delve into those relationships I had. And in here, Jordan, our PT, kind of spent almost every day with him, recovering in the pool or just doing exercises and getting to, where I am today.
V from day one was locked in, focused physically. I felt like mentally, V was engaged in every single workout. V has an imagination, so I could tell her certain things, and even though we might have been more confined or even more stationary from the beginning, V was always trying to think of ways to make things better, and how can we just add a little element to it that brings in some creativity.
Coach Care has talked about it, you put in the work little by little, and in the end it'll pay off. And honestly, I feel like this rehab for me, it kind of showed that, where maybe I didn't see it in little moments, but now all the time I put in doing yoga, all the time I put in rehabbing or just putting extra work has paid off.
Ready?
Yeah.
Nice.
I hadn't really played basketball fully live since a year ago. You know, we did some in the summer, which is, you know, easing myself up to today and this week. But yeah, definitely didn't know how it'd come out, you know, how it'd feel back playing fully live. So a little bit, but I think most of it I was just really excited, which kind of took over everything, and how much I love playing basketball. So that's really where my mindset was the first day, was just how fun I, you know, was having on the court and being back there with the team.
V, one of the things about her, when we talk about her resilience, is she's a quick adjuster, a quick adapter. And so she quickly figured out what she needed to do physically to be able to endure longer hours, longer practice. And it's not like we're going forever, but for those 2.5 hours, V figured out how she wanted to push herself and how she needs to push herself. And so every single week it's been an incline. And I love that about her. And she's constantly hungry, giving feedback on how to get better.
It was good to see De Jesus back. And I know she's been back, but she hadn't played like herself yet. And tonight was the first night I thought she played like V, how we know V can play.
Now it's a little, like, almost like 14 months post-surgery, and I'm feeling great. Like, I think, you know, basketball is something that I always loved, and I knew is something that I would come back better than before, and I really trusted in the process. I trusted the time, you know, all the work that the support staff here has helped me with, and all my coaches and all my teammates have supported me, and I just feel ready. I always, you know, throughout my recovery, every time I had a ball in my hand, I would forget everything. I'd forget about my injury. I'd forget about all the things that were happening in my life. And now that I have the ball in my hand even more often, it's like it never left, to be honest. So it's just really exciting, and I'm feeling great.